The summer season is almost here and you know what that means. It's time to make the most low effort, easy to edit video out there. I know I say this all the time, but this season is genuinely promising, unbelievably so, and in the next hopefully 8 minutes I'll go through my watch list for the same. Let's not waste time as we have a lot of stuff to get through. Make sure to subscribe. As always, we'll go through these as per their popularity according to life chart, starting with the second season of Oshinoko. And I hate to start this off on a negative note, but I'm not too terribly interested. Like most people, I loved the first episode, but the show lost me from that point on. I won't elaborate on my reasons why, because trust me, we don't have the time. All I'll say is that it wasn't the insightful look at the entertainment industry that I hoped it would be. Hopefully, season 2 is different. I did have a bunch of incest jokes written down, but we have a show literally called Days with My Stepsister coming up, so I think I'll hold off for now. Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, a typical gimmick-heavy rom-com. I've read a few pages of the light novel, but I quickly lost interest. Let's see if the anime is any different. Shows like these can be a hit or miss. Hits include Komi-san and misses include When Will Ayumu Make His Move, or as I like to call it, Takagi-san's crackhead cousin. Anyway, it's a Doga Kobo project and it looks fine. Tower of God Season 2. It's a weird one. I feel like everybody knows what happened in the first season regardless of whether or not they watched it. So much so that I had to double check if I myself had seen it or I had simply been on the internet back when it aired. Turns out I have. I don't remember much. The characters go up a tower, but our main character goes down in the last episode, which in case you couldn't tell is the wrong direction. Production wise, there has been a change in effectively everything. Studio, director, character designer, all of it is different this time around. I remember liking the visual look of the first season, so it's a shame. The new style is a lot more standard. Still hoping for the best. Days with My Stepsister. Now, hear me out. I have read the light novel, don't ask me why, and no word of a lie, it's great. It's not what you think it is. I mean, it is, literally speaking. It's our protagonist's days with his stepsister, but it's not an ecchi, Domekano-esque junk food meal. Basically, you won't be embarrassed if someone walks in on you watching this, as long as they don't ask for the show title. Now, historically speaking, light novel adaptations tend to be bad. I've seen many of my favorite works get butchered, but this one looks nice. It looks like they'll do more than the bare minimum. I would recommend it. Give it a shot, come on. Our Last Crusade or The Rise of a New World Season 2. Trust me, this show is not dramatic enough to warrant a title like that. Now, I'm watching this for sentimental reasons. The first season of this show was one of the first things I watched on a weekly basis, so I feel obligated to see it through till the end. Plot-wise, it's a fairly typical enemies become lovers story from what I can remember. It's fine. Failure Frame, I won't read out the entire name as it's too long. That sentence was actually shorter than the title. This one was too. Yet another light novel I've read getting an anime adaptation. I read a lot of light novels in case you couldn't tell. However, this time around, neither is the novel good nor is the adaptation from the looks of it. I'm basically looking at it as a car crash waiting to happen. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human. Lots of mediocre CGI. Kota Yamamoto is making the soundtrack. Moving on. Suicidesquadisekai. Somehow not the only isekai show featuring a fantasy world that makes use of the concept of suicide airing this season, which is a bizarre sentence. I have talked about this before. To me, it feels unnecessary, but Western IP adaptations have a good track record, so fingers crossed. That opening though, absolutely stunning. No longer allowed in another world. The other isekai featuring the concept of unaliving yourself. This one stars Osamu Dazai, the author who famously game-ended himself. I'm trying to avoid getting demonetized in case you couldn't tell. The show does feel like it's in poor taste, but I'll see what it's like before making any harsh judgments. Why does nobody remember me in this world? Somehow not an isekai. That's it, that's my commentary. Somehow not an isekai. Pseudo Harem. It's a slice of life and I like slice of life. Moving on because trust me, we don't have the time. My dear friend Nokotan. Now this is the one. I have no idea what it's about, but I love everything about it. The marketing team knows that it's basically one big shitpost. Also, if I had to go through this list and pick the two wildest shows, I'd go with this and Suicide Squad Isekai, and both are being produced at Wit Studio. Big Bro Wada is making moves. I'm really excited excited for this one. Wistoria, Wand and Sword, yet another promising title mainly because of the staff. It's directed by Tatsuya Yoshihara, whom you might know as the action director of Chainsaw Man and the mostly series director of Black Clover. Yes, the Black Clover director is directing a show featuring a world dominated by magic and a protagonist who can't use magic and instead uses a big metal sword. What can I say, the man has a type. The show also features music by Yuki Hayashi of MHA and Haikyuu fame and a story originally written by Fujino Omori, the author of Danmachi, so it has everything it could possibly need to be a memorable watch. ATRI, My Dear Moments, a visual novel adaptation which doesn't fill me with hope. If you think light novels have a bad track record with anime adaptations, let me welcome you to the tragic world of visual novel adaptations. You can count on one hand the number of times a VN was done justice and have fingers to spare. Regardless, this does look good, although I can see that tearjerker finale coming from a mile away. NieR Automata Season 2, because that's what it is, a season. The first season was fine. I wasn't blown away, but it's probably unfair to judge it based on the anime. The only highlight besides 2B's character design was the strong direction. I can barely remember what happened if I'm being honest. The series of delays didn't help. Too many losing heroines. Not only is this a rom-com, a genre I love, it's apparently a self-aware one that plays on the usual tropes. I'm sold. It's a very summer show if that makes sense. It just gives off that vibe. Really excited for this one. And speaking of excited, the show I'm looking forward to the most is up next. The SHOSHIMIN series adapting a work written by Honobu Yonezawa, the author of Hyoka or Kotenbu for the 3 novel readers watching. That's 3 including myself. The show looks great. The direction feels inspired and the designs are nice. This can be phenomenal and so far I have no reason to doubt it. Let's see where it goes. Bye Bye Earth. Action, fantasy, moving on. The Elusive Samurai, a Shota Umehara project. It's been close to 2 years since the last one, aka Bocchi the Rock. As expected, it looks fantastic with an aesthetically pleasing presentation and designs with high line counts. Really curious to see the staff Umehara manages to gather for this one. No clue what the story is about, and to be honest, I don't really care. The animation nerd in me is very excited. Sengoku Youko Cour 2. The first Cour was fun. The aesthetic was nice and the plot was occasionally enjoyable, hoping for more of the same. We have now entered the PA Works section of the video. The final 3 shows are produced at said studio and production on all 3 shows is finished, which is definitely praiseworthy. Mayonaka Punch is a show about making videos because there's an anime about every single activity out there. Being a content creator myself, I might find it relatable, which is nice. Narenare Cheer for You is a show about cheerleading because again, there's an anime about every single activity out there. It will probably be a typical cute girls do cute things show with a gimmick, so why not? I feel like I say that exact sentence every time I make one of these videos. And finally, we have Sakuna of Rise and Ruin, a show which to me is the most promising out of the aforementioned PA Works trio. It's directed by Masayuki Yoshihara, a man with an impressive resume, and it looks quite promising. The vibe is appealing, spice and wolf-like in more ways than one. Visuals look amazing as well. The general style is fun to look at. Besides these, we have the Monogatari project and the Terminator anime. Neither are considered to be TV shows by LifeChart. I don't really have anything to say about either. I know exactly what Monogatari is like, and I have no clue what the Terminator anime will be like. Quite excited for both. And that was my list. Let me know yours down in the comments. That's about it. Liked the video? Check out this other bit of content on screen. Like and subscribe, and until next time.